Well, hello, Libra. Welcome to your April reading. We are going to jump in. I didn't pull any cards to begin, so we are just going to go with the flow. That's how I'm feeling today. So let's see what we have for you, Libra, for the month of April. Okay, we have Rescuer. Provides strength and support to others in crisis. Acts out of love with no expectation of reward. This is very interesting because I'm actually listening to music today, which normally I do not. Um, but what I wanted to hear was romantic instrumentals. That's what I'm listening to, which is very interesting because I do feel like this is a connection to compassion and understanding. I also feel like Libra in April, you're going to see things in a different perspective. It's very interesting because I feel like to you, it can come off as different things, like maybe being attracted to something you weren't attracted to, or someone interested in things that you usually weren't interested in. But it's more of a soft perspective on things, right? Um, so this is interesting because it's just like listening to romantic songs doesn't necessarily mean you're in love. Listening to heavy metal music doesn't necessarily mean that you're upset. I feel like it's just the emotional part, more, I would say, emotional connection for you to just life in general, not just love specifically. Okay. Okay, so we have narrow pathway, tread thoughtfully. Yeah, I feel like this is a little new for you. I feel like it can transform into other things. So, you know how I was just saying how just because you listen to romantic songs doesn't mean necessarily you're in love. I feel like there's this automatic connection to the brain sometime to what to think like, oh, I'm interested in this person or I'm interested in this situation, so that means that I'm in love with them or that means that I need to be with them. But maybe it's more of a, they're just a part of your tribe or something of that nature. So I feel like there needs to be an expansion of how you think about things, but also a need to connect, understand, connect to and understand your feelings, you know? Okay. On a deeper level. All right, so we have victory, caring connections, and kindred partnership. Yeah, there's a connection here. I'm telling you. But it's deeper than just love or it's deeper than just attraction. Something just feels like it's more developed. Um, it's not just strictly one thing. It's hard to explain. Um, it just feels bigger. It feels bigger and more important and more special than you're perceiving it. Music, lightning power, medicine man, medicine woman. Yeah. So in April, I see you being more in a flow. And I don't even feel like it's anything that you did, Libra. You just are in that flow. I do feel like it's a shift in the energy. I also feel like I need to tell you that there needs to be some sort of acceptance too of this flow, because right now you may not understand it. Right now it may not make any sense to you, um, but there is a flow here. Okay. Um, I do feel developing feelings and developing connections with, and it's very interesting because it feels like it's one person in particular. Um, and it feels like that connection is developing into something. I'm quick to tell you not to categorize it, to just be in the flow, to have the feel, to develop it naturally, organically. Okay. Yeah, I feel like this is something that was meant to be. It feels like a connection that was meant to be, meant to find each other, meant to be friends, meant to be together. Um, it's very healing for the both of you, and in ways that I think you weren't anticipating. So, again, there's a lot of flow in this reading. There's a lot of flow in this energy. So, let's see, Libra. Okay, we have Four of Coins, Seven of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, the Lovers, Ace of Cups, Strength. Mm-hmm. There's a there's a heavy energy in here of you feeling a deep connection and wanting it to be love, or wanting it to be, or thinking that it's that, but it's more than that. Five of Cups, Seven of Coins, Four of Swords. The first thing I'm going to tell you is, with this energy, it is what you make it. Okay? If you oversaturate it with one idea, that's your doing. It's very, very important for you to let this energy flow and be organic. Okay? You don't want to push it one way or another. And I feel like you want to do that to give it a sort of purpose. But it's not meant to have one at the moment. It's meant to happen on its own. It's meant to be organic. It's meant to have a flow. It's meant to have its own lessons and its own growths. The first thing I'm seeing is that there needs to be a release of how you visualize love, or how you visualize emotions. Strong emotions towards one person just because they're of your sexual attraction does not mean it's love. Okay, it could definitely be friendship. And I feel like for some of you, it's knowing the difference of what that is, and that takes time to develop. And also, you don't want to like cap or put a stop to what something is by giving it a direct answer, when there's so much more energy involved in it than that. It's really hard to explain. I really hope you understand what I'm saying. Um, but this aspect, this situation, this encounter is very much going to change your life. It changes the way you view emotions. It's changing how you're going to move forward. It's changing your confidence levels, your ideals of self-worth, respect for yourself and others. It changes a lot. It has a lot connected to it. Sounds really hippity dippity, but it's worth exploring, long story short. So I do see you being full of emotion. And that's why it's gearing more towards, there's more to this than just one thing, than just love, than just friendship, than just, whatever. It's like freely diving into something and seeing what it can be, exploring it outside of the constraints that you know just at this single moment, because you feel something. And this is interesting because this is an example. You can feel something towards someone, and in your mind you think, I can't be with that person, or because they don't fit my criteria, or that's not what I like. But it's more, that attraction is more than just that, right? It could be a great friend, your best friend. It could be a soulmate of yours, Okay. That doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It can be someone that's going to help you grow, someone that's going to help you learn something more spiritually about yourself than you already know. There's more to it than that. So you don't want to put a cap on energy. Okay. Wow. How did I know it was going to be like this? Okay. Also, this development of emotions really helps you in life as well, moving forward. It's like an understanding. Because I feel like there's something that you wanted to work on or something that you were pretty dedicated to that may change. And this is just like in life, something that you had a hard time getting your head around, trying to make happen, block after block. It really opens it really opens your mind here. So it's very interesting because it almost feels like you rescue yourself by being less narrow minded, to sum it up. Okay. Okay. Queen of Cups, Ten of Cups, Knight of Wands, the Hierophant. Yeah, I'm seeing you being very tight with your emotions, very tight with your feelings, very tight with your ideas of attraction and what you like. And I see that being blasted open by having a long time of not being excited about something or attracted to something and then suddenly being attracted to something. And it's like, well, something must be there. So this is interesting. This is something that I was lacking. This is something that I didn't have. So I want to investigate this. Okay. I see a change in your happiness, from this, from a good thing that's happening, from a moment of joy. And I feel like it's something that you want to hold on to. And that's why you investigate. That's why you dive deeper. That's why you try to figure out what this is. But like I said here, this is telling me like it's important for you not to put a cap on it. You know, it's important for you not to let it grow and let it nurture you, um, and sort of organically grow on its own. It has a purpose. It has a purpose to you. Yeah, I feel like you're quick to make a decision. Yeah, it's the same stories over again, Libra. It's like you're so quick to make a decision. You're quick to have a feeling. You're quick to figure it out. You need to overanalyze it. But that's where the hardship comes, is that you just need to step back and see what there is to learn from this. Mm. Yeah, Libra, you've been fighting things for a long time, trying to hold on to a sense of stability. And what I mean by that is when you start to question things, anything in your life, it makes you question everything. And it's so easy to have like a foundation or a set of rules, regulations that you stick with. It makes it makes everything just like easier. It makes life easier. It makes the situation easier. And I feel like you're starting to see or learn how unhelpful that can be to you. in situations like this, when situations like this arise. Yeah, there is someone coming into your life. It doesn't necessarily have to be a new person. It can be an existing person as well that you were fighting going towards in some way or another. Because I do feel like you know this person or the energy, or you meet them and you're like, I feel so comfortable. Like I've always known this person. And I do feel like there's an initial need to like want to try to control the scenario. Like I said, putting a cap on things. Um, but there's growth in this connection that it would not be beneficial to you to put a cap on. I do see your first initial reaction is to cut off feelings, to block feelings, to be someone else, to have some sort of control over the situation. But I feel like there's an interesting dance going on in your emotions that you can learn a lot about yourself from by being connected to this individual. Um, it does feel unfortunate. It feels uncomfortable. It feels like this is not the right time, because it's never the right time to change. It's never the right time to break down your morals and values and restructure them, right? It's never comfortable to do that. But it just feels like to you, like it's easier to just make an excuse, push it back, or say it's something else. Uh, but the more you think about it, um, you're gonna dig yourself in a hole. So it's easier to just let that out. You have the hermit in reverse, and it just feels like it's time for it to be out and about, if you will. Yeah, it's an opportunity to really be emotionally happy in a way that you haven't been before. Satisfied is the word that comes to mind here. It's not about moving things forward quickly. It's not about thinking about the future. It's really about being in the flow and not missing this sort of organic emotional growth that this is going to provide for you. It's definitely, how I'm seeing Libra is like, it's definitely worth your time and energy to explore whatever this is openly. This is your time to change. This is your time to change the tides of how you view emotion or being emotionally open. It This is your chance for that. Where you've had problems maybe in love or emotional blockages, this is really going to help with that. Like strengthen that part in you. Um and it's really up to you. That's why the magician is in reverse here, because it's solely up to you and your strength and what you can handle and how you can express yourself naturally without feeling judged or without fear. Yeah. Oh, also, this April is a time for you to stop trying to appease or be something and to just be yourself. Try new things, explore your personality, explore your emotions deeper than just the surface that they are. Um, your dreams, not trying to put them into a box. It's got a sense of freedom to it. Interesting. It's it almost feels like you're going through a hippie phase, if it is a phase, you know. See, there's a lot in your emotional and love area. That's a lot of cards. Because that's where the focus is in April. Okay. So we're going to start over there just because it's a lot going on. Yeah, I feel like your rules and regulations when it comes to love, your uh, non negotiables need to be reorganized and rethought out because it has stopped you from. There's a certain love that you want to have, and it stopped you from receiving that because there's too many blockages, there's too many rules, there's too many caps on things. Okay. Instead of being more in the flow or letting something grow or investigating your feelings on something because I don't know, you don't like somebody's leg. I don't know. um, but I feel like you've seen in the past as well that well, I feel like in the past it really helped you keep yourself safe in a scenario where maybe someone hurt you. So you were like, I'm not going to get hurt again. But it just feels like it's time for you to heal from that. Like, it's not, you're not going to get what you want to receive if you don't heal from that or if you don't stop living in that sort of past energy that's putting a cap on what you can have moving forward. Um, Yeah, be careful. Yeah, this is the thing, Libra. Whatever this is that you're about to encounter, this emotional kind of turning point that you're about to have, don't try to sum it up. Don't try to put it in a box. Don't try to put a label on it. Just feel it out. Just see what's going on. And I feel like this other person would benefit more, benefit from this as well with you. um, that's how this is going to work. So don't take any foolish risks. And what I mean by that is don't try to make tests and things like that. I know that sounds weird. Some of you probably like, I don't test people. But like tests like, oh, I know this person like me if I do this. Don't do any of that. This is very free spirited. This is very clean. This is very clear. You don't want to try to manipulate the situation. Okay. Now, when it comes to work, it almost feels like you're stuck in some sort of job. Like you've probably been there for a long time or the benefits are really good. And you're like, it's either like, I don't want to be here or these aren't my people or I can do more than this. There's some sort of wanting more and feeling stuck in a certain place. I feel like you have. This sounds funny, but it's almost like cheating on the job. Like, not like stealing or lying or anything like that, but more like you have this job that has all these benefits or things that if you really were into it, you could receive. But you're giving that energy to something else, like a dream that you want to accomplish that maybe you haven't started on. And it's not very helpful for you to do that because I feel like whatever this dream is or this thing that you want to have, you haven't really made any efforts to get it. So it's almost just kind of like lingering there, sucking up the energy. Um, there's just, I feel like there's a clarity of you have all of these options in front of you where you are at this moment. So you should explore those options at this job first. If not, you need to start taking the steps to move forward and stop like dreaming about it. And you've been feeling very stifled in your creativity. Like you can give the world more or you could have more in your life. I feel very like stifled, like nothing in your life is very nurturing to you, which is interesting because in April the universe is giving you something that can motivate you. So I'm also seeing like not being very sure of love or not being very sure of your emotions, or being self-conscious, like, is it me, is it, what is it, or usually these things worked for me, and I feel like that's why there's this restructuring of emotions and love for you coming up. Yeah. The other thing is be open to new possibilities. Like I said, do not try to put a cap or a sum up on things. Just kind of be in the flow. It's like don't bring up the past, don't be the past person. Put a rest to that and see who it is that you are authentically in this kind of free flowing energy without you trying to over control. Yeah. Why is it all about a love? It's almost like you knew everything about love and emotions and other people's emotions and other people's love. Like it's like I know everything, but you stepped too far out of the emotional aspects of emotion and you tried to make it logical. And that's all good and gravy, but it's just time to stop because you've went like too far to the left or whatever. Yeah. So there's healing in you diving into a part of your emotions or a part of love that you've closed off out of fear or scarcity. It's just so important for you, Libra, in April to be open. There's something magical here. It feels like it. Okay. So let's see what spirit has for you. Guilt. That's the past. That's the past. I'm feeling like what did I miss out on? You know? What did I mess up? Um Thinking back on relationships maybe because the new ones aren't working out very well. Feeling emotionally drained and being like, well, if I'd have kept this one friendship or this one love, things would have been better. Um, I feel like there's a struggle with almost self esteem in a way because of it. And you just need to let that go. You don't want that monkey on your back. Okay. Self worth. I'm telling you, it's all about self esteem here. And it's all about being open to your emotions and what they mean, like deep diving, um, exploring, yeah, and emotional growth. Everything I just said. It's a very hippie, mystical tarot type of reading. It really is, but the energy is very straightforward, Libra. Okay, so I love you, and April feels very good. It's a little mentally, emotionally exhausting or taxing, but it could be very beneficial to you. So good luck, blessings to you. I love you. Have a good day. Bye bye.